Hi, everybody. Today in week 11, we're going to be speaking about identity. Who are you as a man? What makes you you? How do you think? How do you speak? How do you carry yourself? Why is this even important in the first place? Why is it that you signed up for a course to teach you tactics how to get women and we're speaking about hardly anything about that? You got to understand the layers to this. You got to understand what makes you you. Now, there's going to be some different subcategories in this. What we're going to be touching on is we're going to have a whole category specifically on making sure you can rekindle with a potential past lover if that's the route you go into. We're also going to show you how to not make those same mistakes when you start to date again. Now, the whole key to all of this is actually understanding your morals, understanding your beliefs, understanding your guidelines, and understanding your boundaries as a man, because most people have zero. Okay, most men are so focused on leading the woman, they can't even lead themselves in the first place. We have to take a good, cold, hard look at why you're struggling with this, at how we can get the mind to start to shift into high gear and start to take action. Because you got to realize something. If the 105-pound, skinny, hot, blonde chick is like the most intimidating thing for you that freaks you out and makes you turn red in the face, we probably have a few more issues here than women. We got to reprogram the man. We got to change the way the man does things. We have to change the way the man carries himself. If we don't do that, we will not have success with anything, fellas. I hope you enjoy week 11, getting into some identity talk. And by the end of this week, my goal is to turn you into a completely different man in every way, shape, and form. Hi, everybody. Okay, so we have to clear some things up here because this is kind of the introduction to where I see a lot of people, they enroll into Blueprint and they feel as if this is a dating course. And it is a dating course. It's a course to teach men how to date better. It's a course to teach men exactly how to have that strong masculine edge so that way you can perform well when it comes to dating and when it comes to women. Here's the issue I oftentimes see. I oftentimes see men using this course as an excuse not to take action with women. The thing is they get so hooked on the week one, and yes, week one is the all-important, but they get so hooked on the self-improvement that they just keep using it as a tool to mask the real issue at hand. The real issue at hand is that if we're having issues with women, we have to get better with women. So here's the deal. Self-improvement is a tool, okay, not an excuse to not take action with women. So when men get a taste of masculinity training, they always tend to feel that they just, aren't ready when it comes to women. And they'll use money as an excuse, or fitness as an excuse, or status as an excuse to never really take the action that they want. So they came into this course and they want success with women. Maybe they want a girlfriend. Maybe one day they want a wife. Maybe they want to learn how to approach women and be attractive. Maybe they want to figure out how to make sure they can, go about a relationship without getting played. Whatever the case may be, that's fine. It's fine whatever you're in this for. But here's the thing. Then when they understand they need to improve, they use money and fitness and status as the excuse to never take the action. So they just keep telling themselves, oh, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. And then guess what happens is they're never ready because they're not fixing the brain at the same time. Now, when it comes down to money, let's say the man is on his purpose and getting everything down with his career. So here's the deal. He will make $100,000 a year, let's say, and then he's going to go, oh, like I need to make $250,000 a year, and then I'll be ready to say hi to the woman, or then I'll be ready to ask for her number, then I'll be confident enough. And then guess what happens? That one day comes and he'll make the $250,000 a year, and then he's going to tell himself, oh, it's still not enough. I need a bigger house. I need a faster car. Like now I think I need to make about $500,000 a year, and now I'm going to be ready to talk to the women. And then he's going to make that $500,000 a year, and he's going to say, oh shit, I need to make $1 million a year, and then I'll be ready. And guess what? It is never enough. And he's hiding behind the lies of self-improvement and not growing the balls and speaking to the women. Okay, so here's the deal. When it comes to fitness, let's say this man is getting his fitness together. He'll be in good shape and he'll say, oh shit, like I probably should get abs first. I probably should get abs before I go talk to these women. I should get more fit. Okay, and like that's a good excuse because you want to look your best. But the truth is that he oftentimes hides behind all of the issues that come with that. So he's going to get abs, and then guess what's going to happen? He has abs and he goes, oh, well, I need more of a crisp, clear six-pack, and then I'll be ready. And then guess what? One day he's going to come and he's going to get that six-pack and he's going to go, oh, I need an 8-pack. I need like 2% body fat. Then I'll be ready. And guess what? Once again, it happens. Enough is never enough. And he's hiding behind the lies of never growing the balls. When it comes to status, he might be a good worker and he might be making a good wage and he might be taking care of himself, but he's going to say, oh, I need to be a boss at this company and then I'll be ready. And then one day he's a boss and then he's going to tell himself, I need to be a CEO and then I'll be ready. And then he'll be a CEO and he's going to go, well, one day I should probably own something. I need to own the company. And then I'm going to be ready to talk to the women. Then I'll be good enough. Then I've proved to myself. You got to understand this is a vicious cycle. Like, it's good to improve. It's good to stay on your path. It's good to stay on your purpose. It's good to not waver. But you have to remember why you're in this in the first place. You're in this because you were struggling with women. And if we're struggling with women, I hate to sound like your dad here and tell you practice makes perfect. It's just like riding a bike. If you fall off the bike with the training wheels, you got to get back on. But there is some damn truth to that. Because here's the deal. You have to understand that like the guy like that's how people just end up in a hole. Okay, that's how people end up in a complete hole where they keep thinking they're not good enough and they keep thinking they're not good enough, and because they think that they're not good enough, they never take action. So it's a tool, and the goal is just to really have all of this on autopilot. Okay, your diet, like what you're eating, dial it in at all times. Okay, just eat a healthy plan and stick to macros. If you guys ever need something from me in order to really, see how you should be eating, what you can do is you can go to my YouTube channel. Why is this not working? Right here, you can go to my YouTube channel and you can check out all of these things that I have on diet. Okay, so if you go to my playlist, you're going to see so many things here, like how to lift, my summer shredding where I actually dial in my diet, different sort of fasting, how to get six-pack abs. Like, I have so many informational videos here on diet and nutrition. You got to be taking advantage of that. So the goal is to have it on autopilot. Just get your diet dialed in at all times. Be a guy that just eats healthy. Like, you eat healthy, you eat good whole food sources. Fitness, you're never slacking. It's like the gym just becomes like brushing your teeth. Like, after work, you go to the gym, or before work, you go to the gym. And you're always pushing to that next strength goal. Okay, that's just autopilot. Like, you do this every day. Career and purpose, it's got to go deeper than your 9 to 5 or just getting paid. If you're just looking at your stuff as like, oh, I'm just getting paid, I'm just getting by, and you're not pushing to that next level of growth, the thing is that you're going to just get complacent and you're going to feel like you don't have a purpose. If you feel like you don't have a purpose, it's very hard to interact with women. And it's strictly because if you feel like you don't have purpose, you feel like you have nothing to offer. And it naturally will lower your confidence. You got to realize when a man has purpose, he feels like he's on this earth for something. And when he feels like he's on this earth for something, he feels valuable. And if he feels valuable, he feels like when he meets that woman, he can actually share an experience with her. He feels now deserving of her because he has something to offer in this world. It's not the end all be all. Like, girls just want to have fun and they're going to like the guy that wants to have fun with them. But the thing is, fellas, is like for a lot of you, this is what it's going to take to finally feel enough. Now, the thing on YouTube, the thing in Google, everyone talks about chads. What is a chad? For the longest time, I didn't even know what this was. But what this is this is like your typical douchebag guy, or this is your guy that gets all the girls. And this is the guy that has like, buff arms or like a nice jawline and all this stuff. And I really think this is bullshit, and this is really putting men in a victim mentality. And the reason why it's victimizing men is because they think naturally, they go, oh, he's just born with it. He just has it and I don't. And it's completely fucked up. Because the truth is that a Chad, if that's what you want to call it, like a guy that makes a lot of money, the guy that's ripped, the guy that just like the Christian Grey that you want to be. The truth is that they're made. They're not born. And like Chad is supposed to be this buff guy that just gets all the girls or has a good jawline and the women come to him and love him because he makes a lot of money. He's like the jack of all trades. But when I say they're made, not born, like you have to maintain this look. Here's what happens. All the Chads that people think are born, the truth is that they're made, because if this is the dude that's in high school or college and he's the Chad, he's the ripped muscle up guy, Taylor Lautner, like this is Chad as an adult. So the whole status of Chad being born and now like, oh, you're just a Chad, completely false, completely bullshit, because this requires upkeep. Which is why anybody can make themselves a man that's attractive. Any man can make themselves a man of value. Look at this. I'm sure he was eating right here. He was going to the gym. He was, working out. He looked good. And when he was old, he got fat. And every single jock, every single dude in high school, the reason why they're cool in high school is because they have this look, or in college. And then guess what? When real life kicks them in the fucking ass because they're slacking and they think that they're just deserving of anything, this is what this guy becomes as an adult. Now, if this motherfucker would have just kept up like this, well, he would still have this status in his 30s or 40s or however old he is. You get what I'm saying? Like, they're made. You're made. Men have to make themselves a man. As soon as you stop making yourself a man, you're not going to have the success that you want. You're not going to have the look that you want. You're not going to have anything. And it needs upkeep, which means right now, if you're in decent shape, like let's say you're not fat, you're not obese, you're not overweight, you have your shit together at least somewhat. Like, I'm not saying you got to be Bill Gates, I'm not saying you got to be a millionaire, but like let's say somewhat, like you have a decent car, you live on your own, okay, and you understand female nature and female dynamic from this course, like it means it's time to actually go have some fucking success. Like there's absolutely no point in taking like 2, 3, 4 years now and trying to build up a bunch of finances and go lift weights and all this shit. Like you got to be doing that in the meantime too this whole time. But what I'm saying is like now that you know this, just go start taking action. It's time to have success. You got to stop being a student and you got to get out there and take action. I'm trying to motivate you to believe that you're good enough as is to just go start getting the number. Go start interacting. Go start smiling. Go start flirting. Go start being a man that's social. Okay, you don't have to earn the right to be social. You're ready. Because if you tell yourself you're ready, you're ready. It's time to just go have success. Throughout this course, I've given you a lot of the bread and the butter. If you have the peanut butter and jelly, it's time to actually start going and getting the women. And the truth, fellas, I hate to say it, but nobody can grow the balls for you. And when you tell yourself you are ready, you're ready. Because you got to realize there's millionaires that can't get women. And there's also guys that look like Zac Efron or Brad Pitt, but they're still shy and insecure and can't get women. So being a man means that, you just go get what you want. There's no holding back. You just go and get what you want. And you taking the risk of even approaching her in the first place and showing that you have balls is what gets her addicted. That gets her drawn to your masculinity. You took a risk. You took a risk of rejection. You took a risk of being shy. You took a risk of her potentially turning you down. And that to her was attractive. Which is why when you just start taking action, you're going to realize that this whole secret all starts to uncover a hell of a lot faster. Now, there are guys who are broke and have sex every weekend. And there are guys who are fat as fuck and they still have sex every weekend. There's also guys who are rich millionaires and they can't get women. And there's also guys who are ripped like Zac Efron or Brad Pitt and they're shy and insecure and can't get women. You got to understand, this is a mindset. Masculinity is the internal being displayed on the external. Some guys need the improvement to feel entitled to theirs. Like to go and get theirs, like to go and get their women, like, hey, I'm going to get my piece of the pie. A lot of guys are going to need to do the self-improvement. Some guys, on the other hand, don't give a fuck. And because they don't give a fuck, they're able to just go and feel entitled automatically. It's very rare for guys to have this, to just automatically feel entitled, but some guys do. There's some guys that don't have shit going for them, but they think that they're just deserving of sex. That's fine. Hell, I think like that might even be better. That guy maybe enjoys his life even more. I don't know. But here's what I do know. If you have insecurities, you got to fix them. Because chances are you are one of these guys that is going to need the self-improvement as a tool. But you got to remember, this is a tool. It's not a cover-up. It's not an excuse to not take action. We still have to be taking action. If you need me, jump into these live Q&As so I can spot check your work. This is insanely important. If you still feel yourself struggling with approach anxiety, or you're getting nervous around women, or you're insecure around women, or you don't know what to do, or anything like that, get into the live Q&A so I can help you out. Hi everybody, in today's video I'm going to be explaining to you why your identity is not fixed. This is going to be a huge one for a lot of you. What do you identify as? Okay, I don't know how many of you are religious. Like, I know religion isn't very popular anymore. Like, if you are religious, you probably actually understand this and find a lot of truths regarding what you follow. The talk of identity, right? There's men that identify themselves with certain things. If you're, let's say, like I have a friend. He's a hockey player. His name's Jared. He plays for Minnesota State, Mankato. He identifies as a hockey player. This week he just tore his meniscus. All of a sudden he feels like his worth is not very high as a man anymore. Why is that? Because he put his identity in hockey. Me, oftentimes I feel like my identity is fixated in me being a masculinity coach and helping men with women. If you shut down my websites and you took my business away from me, I would then kind of feel probably worthless due to the fact that now I feel like I'm a man that does not have like very much going for him. Now my identity is in my business. My identity is in my success with women. You got to realize this is very, very poor. If you're religious, they tell you, like, if you're Christian, they say put your identity in God. Now, I'm not trying to say you have to go be religious. I'm trying to give you examples here. Your identity is not fixed. There's guys who think I am shy, and then they put their identity in being a shy guy. There's guys who think I'm introverted. I'm identified as a guy who has bad social skills. You got to realize this is not fixed. It's fluid. It's like water. You got to understand this. People will associate their current situation with who they think they permanently are. This is like the drawback of almost every man. They think they are something because of how people view them. And they put themselves in a box and never give themselves a reason to escape. Two of the people that do the best job in this, in understanding that their identity is not fixed, I'm going to show you two people. The first is going to be Donald Trump. Donald motherfucking Trump, like him or hate him, I don't give a shit. This man does not hold back. His identity is in whatever he wants it to be. Because you got to remember, when he was young, you got to realize, like, he was just a young businessman. And then what he realized is, like, when he decided he wanted to do something, he went and made a reality TV show called The Apprentice. And there he is in the boardroom doing the Celebrity Apprentice. So what is he? Is he a reality TV host? Is he a businessman? Is he president of the United States? You get what I'm saying? This man will just conquer and do whatever the fuck he wants to do. He's the ultimate badass due to the fact that he doesn't care. And I'm not getting political here. What I'm saying is that he will literally just do whatever he wants to do. That is the definition of a man that has not put his identity in what he does or what other people view of him. You got to realize, when he was on The Apprentice, there's probably people that said, hey, Donald, stick to celebrity TV. You don't belong running for office. And he just didn't care. Another guy is going to be Kanye West. Okay? If you look at Kanye West, there's guys who are going to go, you are a rapper. That's it. You belong as a rapper. This is what people told him for life. They said, you're a rapper. If you go to YouTube, he was very angry at that because he wanted to do big things and he wanted to get into fashion. Okay, and then people said, Kanye, you don't belong doing fashion. That you don't belong doing fashion because you are a rapper. You can't do that. And then Kanye, what he said is, he goes, no, I want to be a shoe designer. And now he makes the Yeezys. and he's a billionaire. Basically, he doesn't let anybody judge him for anything. So what is he? What is his identity? Identity's huge. Does he identify as a rapper? Does he identify as a producer? Does he identify as a fashion designer? Does he identify as a shoe designer? You got to understand, it's fluid. It's not fixed. This is what people don't understand, and people don't like to realize this. They put themselves in a box, and they never give themselves a reason to escape. They're going to go, I am fat. I am broke. I'm a loser. If they're fat, they think they can never get fit. If they're broke, they think they can never be rich. If they're a loser, they think they can never be a winner. They think it's fixed. I'm here to tell you it is not fixed, because you pick your mindset and you pick how you live. If you're a Chad, you think, hey, I can seduce any woman, or I'm attractive to all women, or I have success because I'm good looking. If you're a loser, you automatically identify with the fact that you're shy, or you're nervous around women, or women don't like me. But what if this guy right here started thinking like this? And what if this guy right here started thinking like this? If this Chad all of a sudden wakes up on the wrong side of the bed and he goes, oh man, I kind of feel off my game today. I'm shy. I'm nervous. Well, all of a sudden he becomes the loser. And if the loser one day wakes up and goes, hey, I can seduce any woman. I'm attractive to women. I'm good looking. Guess what? He's going to carry himself with the masculine, confident, dominant edge. It starts with the mind, but it doesn't end there. It ends with taking action to fortify your belief. It's interchangeable. Do you see this, how I'm doing this? I just swap them around. You get to pick your mindset. It's just like you get to pick to be happy. The saying is, I've seen, how does it go? I've seen people in jail smile, and I've seen millionaires cry. That's the saying. Your identity is not fixed. Humans are like Play-Doh. So you got to understand, here's the losers. Like, this was me when I was younger. My skinny little skinny fat muffin top, like wearing short shorts in a swimming pool. And I was a total virgin fucking loser. And one day I just decided, like, I'm not going to be this anymore. And I transformed. And I started fitness coaching, and I got my fucking body on point, because I felt like that's why I say, a lot of you guys are going to need the self-improvement to fix your confidence. Like, that's what I needed. I'm not a guy who's just naturally confident. I'm not a guy who's confident at all. This is why I work so hard. This is why I work so hard with my business. This is why I work so hard with my social skills. This is why I work so hard with my fitness, is because my personality, I'm a very shy, insecure person at heart. I need every single thing, every advantage possible to tell myself I'm worthy. That's just how I am. Like, I don't naturally have arrogance. If you look at Drake, everyone said Drake was a loser, and he just looked like a little dweeb. And eventually he became the Drake on stage with the beard and all the fans. Like, if you tell yourself, I'm going to act as an attractive man should, how he walks, how he talks, how he acts, and how he carries himself, the natural fixes will occur. Because one day I told myself that. I just told myself I'm going to be attractive. And then everything I did in life, it ended up making me more attractive, because then I was on that mission. I was on that path. So if you just say the word masculinity, here's the funny thing. Men oftentimes, they go, men like this, they go, I don't know how to talk to girls. I don't know what to say. But if you say to a guy and you go, say the word masculinity, and just go get out a journal. Even try this exercise while I'm telling you this. Get out a journal and write down exactly what this word makes you think, or what it makes you feel in your thoughts when it comes to your mind. Men will often say things like powerful, or strong, or direct, or rational, or driven, or fearless. These are words that will come to a man's mind when he says masculinity. This is what he associates it with. Okay? So here's the funny thing. If this is what he associates this with, and he knows this is attractive traits, why on earth is that everything in his life, like, why is it that nothing in his life represents that? Yet everything in their day-to-day lives represents nothing of masculinity. This is most men. They know what masculinity means. It's internal. It's biological. You're a man. You're going to know how to be strong and dominant. And if you say this word, you're going to naturally know what this means. But then guess what? This right here, like, this comes to that man's mind, but yet his day-to-day life does not represent this. Totally flawed. So guys get good with girls when they tell themselves, like, hey, I'm just a guy and I'm just going to get good with girls. Because they take on the identity of how an attractive man would. If an attractive man is strong and dominant and rational and fearless and will say whatever and do whatever because they're going to get theirs, well, now he's taking on the identity of James Bond. Okay, and that's how you got to act. You got to just start telling yourself and act as if. Some of you might call it fake it till you make it. Whatever the case may be, we're just trying to get to this middle representation here, which is action. So it's a 3-step process. Personalities are not fixed. Okay, you are not defined by a label. And I'm not trying to get this to sound like some self-help woo-woo bullshit. But really, fellas, the goal is to get to the top of this pyramid. Because at the bottom, it starts with a thought, it starts with words, it starts with affirmations, it starts with telling yourself, hey, I can do this. The more a man tells himself this, the hope is that he will take action. Now, the whole goal of this is to switch your beliefs. Because when your beliefs are changed and you tell yourself, hey, I'm an attractive man and I know for sure I can get women now because I have had prior success, it's just like, okay, the first man to ever enroll in Blueprint, like I don't even think he'll care if I say this because you guys can all see him in the Facebook group. His name's John Seltman. The other day, John texted me and said he became a chooser. There was a group of 3 women and he chose which one he wanted and he got her that night or that date or whatever. And guess what? Because he started to tell himself that he could do it, he took action. And because John took action, and he had some success, it changed his beliefs. And now I guarantee you John is going to keep having repeatable success because John's beliefs have been changed. John's been altered. John now probably tells himself, hey, I can get women because I've done it before. So I can just keep doing this. Words, affirmations at the bottom, translate it into action, bring it to belief. That's the key. So during this whole process, your brain will not be your friend. Okay, it's not going to be your friend because when you act different, it will feel just different because you're not used to it. Your brain's going to tell you to stop. The brain goes to the path of least resistance. It's going to go where it's easy. And there's no easy way for me to say it other than just grow the fucking nuts. If it feels uncomfortable, that means there's growth. If it feels uncomfortable, that means you need to be doing it. If it feels uncomfortable, you know you're in the right situation because that's what you signed up and paid for this course for, is for me to help you go take that action, to get yours, to transform, to become what you need to be. And reprogramming the mind is all about putting different action steps into place so growth can actually occur. If growth can't occur, we're screwed. So we need growth to occur. The only way we get growth to occur is by using this pyramid. Starts with the affirmations, goes to the action, translate into a different sort of belief because that man has now been altered. This is the key. I need you to realize this. Your identity is not fixed and your identity is not what you put yourself as, is a category. You're not a businessman, you're not a hockey player, you're not a dating guru, you're not, like, you could be those things, but the more you fixate an identity with that, it's very dangerous because the second that gets removed or stripped, you now feel weak. So if you've been identifying with being shy, you need to start becoming having an identity with taking action and being a man who can do it. End of module. Hi everybody, today we're going to be discussing how to reprogram your subconscious mind. Now, why do we use the word subconscious? Why do we not just use the word mind? Because your subconscious mind, these are the thoughts that you can't control. Your conscious mind is when you make a decision. Like if I make a decision right now that I'm going to go make a turkey sandwich, that was conscious. Subconscious, if you put a pretty girl in front of me and instantly my brain goes, Casey, do not talk to her, that is your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is going to be holding you back. Your subconscious mind is what you can't control. Your subconscious mind is if there's a bully in front of you or a predator or somebody that's trying to beat you up, if they're big and tough, your brain is going to say, hey, like run away, fight or flight, we're going to flight. If they're weak or if you think you can take them, you're probably going to go, I'm going to fight. This is subconscious. How do we rewire your brain to start stepping up to the plate? So reprogramming your subconscious mind, you got to realize the goal is to start reprogramming your entire belief system. Because if you remember from the previous video, your belief system at the top of the triangle, at the top of the pyramid, is the whole goal of this. How do we change your beliefs? If you believe that you're fat, how do we make you believe you can become fit? If you believe that you're unattractive, how do we make you believe you're attractive? So this is everything. This is who you are. This is how you think. This is what you believe in. It's what you're capable of. It's how much you are able to make. It's how many people you are able to meet. And it's what type of women you choose. This is everything that makes you you. Your fitness, your health, your monetary standpoint, the prior success you've had with women, the prior failures you've had with women, the prior success you've had in business, the past jobs maybe you've gotten fired from, everything, like anything that's been an experience in your life makes up your belief system. How do we start to reprogram this mind to change it? Well, we do it with just a few key tweaks. So people oftentimes when they want to improve, they think that it ends with the mind. Like, what does this mean? If we go to the A board quick. Okay, if this is desire, that's desire. The desire is the woman. Men oftentimes think that it just ends. So if the end goal is to get this, they think that it ends right here with the brain. They think, oh, if I can just make the mental switch, this is a squiggly brain. Okay, like imagine that's a big brain. They think it ends with the brain. They think that the brain is the way to get women. They think, oh, if I can just use some words to trick myself into confidence, if I can just use some words to trick myself into believing I'm good enough, then they're going to get it. This is false. The mindset training, people think that it ends with the mind. They think that the mindset training is the end-all, be-all. This is very fucking false. Because you can tell yourself, like you got to realize, you can tell yourself, if you put me in a track race, if you put me in a fucking track race against Usain Bolt, and you tie me up toe to toe with this motherfucker right here, and you say, Casey, you should have the confidence right now to get on track and go race him. And if not, you're going to die. If you lose to him, you're going to die. There's no way in hell I would be confident. I can use any word, I can use any affirmation to try to change my belief to make myself confident. I know I can't beat him. The reason why I know I can't beat him is because I've had zero prior success to ever being successful on a track. I'm slow. So the mindset training is where it begins, not where it ends. It begins with thinking you can beat him, but then how do we put in the work so that way it can actually happen? You got to understand, the reason why this is underlined, your subconscious mind will never be reprogrammed until you take action and have enough repeatable success to give your mind and body a reason to be confident and prove that you have been there, done that before. There's so many guys that think, give me the special pickup line, Casey. Give me the special fucking tactic. Give me the special sauce to tell myself I'm good enough. If you don't think you're good enough because you've had prior success showing yourself you're good enough, you're not going to be good enough. So how do we reprogram the subconscious mind if you've had negative or weak thoughts? It's a 3-step process. The first is going to be thoughts. That thought is going to translate into an action. That action needs to translate into a different belief. Because if this action right here, if we have some repeatable success, or if we have any success at all, it's going to translate us into becoming a better man. Because now we have more self-belief. Self-belief is when you go and ask the girl for her number and she says, oh, I don't know, I'm not really interested. And you can push past that anyways. Because when you've had repeatable success, or when you've had success right here, and you have had a girl that says, yeah, I'm super down, here's my number, you're starting to think that your balls are made out of fucking concrete. And then all of a sudden you have more strength to you. When she says, no, I don't know if I want to give you my number, you have the belief right here that you've already had success. You're going to push past that objection. It's just like sales. And you're going to say, well, why wouldn't you want to give me the number? Don't you think we'd have fun together? Why would you want to turn this down? Don't you think that it would be really good if 2 attractive people met up? Okay, all of a sudden now you got more confidence to you. Your product's better. Thought, action, belief. 3-step process, just like in the triangle. If the end goal is a change in the belief about yourself, that means your subconscious needs to start getting trained to play offense and not defense. If you're on offense, that means when you see the pretty girl, you're going to go there and just take action. Your subconscious brain says, hey, go get her. And I've gotten my subconscious to this point. If I see a woman that I'm interested in, my brain does not go on defense. My brain nowadays does not say, hey, Casey, you should hold back or you're not good enough. My brain goes on offense and I tell myself, dude, why wouldn't she want you? My brain goes on offense and I say, oh, she's going to love me because I'm an attractive man. That's what happens. I tell myself me and this girl are going to have an amazing time together. And that's my energy going into it. It's because I've had enough repeatable success to change my belief system. So a normal man's brain sees the hot girl. He goes, oh shit, bad timing. What we do is we're just going to take action. A normal man's brain has some sex anxiety or performance anxiety. We're just going to take action and go through that anyways. We're going to go through those hardships, the trials, the tribulations, the uncomfortability. A normal man's brain feels nervous on a date. We just take action and we push through that and we keep going on dates until we're a good dater. A normal man follows, and what we do is we lead. And the more we do this, the more action we take right here, the more it's going to alter our beliefs on how we view ourselves. As uncomfortable as each one of these actions are, they are all necessary to change your beliefs. Your deepest, darkest secrets, your deepest, darkest inner desires need to be changed because of this. Okay, and this is a duplicate. Now, the 3-step process. Thought to action to belief. Straight line process. Let's go into depth. The first is a thought. A thought is a simple idea of change, the idea of what could be, the idea of what might happen if we put these thoughts into action. So here's the deal, fellas. The reason why I put this is because thoughts mean nothing, but they also mean everything. Because without a thought, there's no instinct or act to change. And they do not directly cause change in a man, but without thoughts, change can never occur. So I need you guys to start to listen to your intuition. If you feel uncomfortable, that means you're growing. If you feel like you should do this, but it makes you really nervous, you need to go do it. Let me tell you something. I'm just going to say it. If your brain tells you that, like, you know you're not going to die. Like, you know, dude, that the hot blonde girl's not going to kill you. You know you're still going to go sleep in bed at night and, like, you'll be fine. You'll wake up Sunday morning, you'll come, you'll have that cup of coffee. You'll be good, man. You'll be straight. If you don't take action, you're being a fucking bitch. You're being a big fucking pussy. Because you know what you need to do. You know you need to grow. You know what's good for you, and you still don't take action. You even know that all of the possibilities are removed because you know you're going to sleep good at night. And you even know that it's only going to become beneficial out of it because even if you fuck up, in the next time you're going to know what not to do. So dude, you got to realize thoughts are nothing, but thoughts are also everything because they do not directly cause change in a man, but without them, change can never occur. If you don't have the conscious thought that you should do this anyways, we can never actually reprogram the subconscious mind to take action. So the second is action. This is where change in a man actually starts to occur. And this is where the thought gets put into play as to what that was assumed it would be like in his head. So he could think that he should go see this girl, and in his head it could play out really good or it could play out really bad. So he could be dead right about the outcome of this interaction, or he could be dead wrong about the outcome of this interaction. Either way, you got to understand, change will occur. Either way, change is going to occur if you take action, because if you take action and it's good, you're going to keep doing that. If you take action and it's bad, you're going to know what not to do. This is the hardest part. And I'll be straight with you guys. This part sucks shit, and you just have to do it. The more pain, the higher the chance of the reward. Okay, it would be super painful to walk up to a Victoria's Secret model and try to like seduce her and then get turned down. Like, she's super hot and that would kind of suck. But like, if you get her, what if she likes you? That's a high chance of reward. You have to do this part. So approaching the one right girl could cause a major success. a possible long time span of joy spent with a woman or any like sort of bondage. You got to understand, fellas, you got to start training your brain to thinking this way. You got to be like, hey, shit, what if I approach this girl and this girl one day is the mother of my children? What if I approach this girl one day and this girl is the love of my life? What if I approach this girl one day and we hit it off and it's just amazing and she doesn't test me and she doesn't pull back? Because what if this girl actually likes me? This is what you have to do. This is what you have to do. So it's a 3-step process. The third step in this is going to be a belief. What is a belief? What is a belief? A belief is when your inner actions were changed. Your outer actions change your inner beliefs. Your belief system has been upgraded. This is where the subconscious actually starts to be reprogrammed. Because the fact is that because he has had prior success, he now feels different about his ability. So I should approach her turns into I know she's going to love me. Okay, a man with belief in himself is literally unstoppable. I want you guys to write that down. A man with belief in himself is literally unstoppable. And this is the part that needs to be solidified in a man's brain. The fact that he can actually excel. Okay, the fact that he can actually do very good. The fact that he can crush it in life. This is where the magic happens. The subconscious now steps up to the plate. You got to understand, Ray Lewis, since he's had prior success of being a good linebacker, when he would step up to that yard line, he would instantly get a rush of excitement, and his subconscious was not programmed to back down from that running back. His subconscious is programmed to fucking lay out that running back and demolish him. Why? Because he's proved to himself that he can step up to the plate and make the hit. Michael Jordan. Why does he shoot great free throws? Why does he make it every time? Why does he keep stepping up to the plate? Because he knows he has the skill. He knows he has the confidence because he keeps doing it. You have to put in the hours. You have to put in the hours, and you have to keep taking action to change your belief system. If you can change your belief system, you're golden. So the moral of the story is take action. Every single day, tell yourself, hey, I'm a man that takes action. Whether I'm feeling it, whether I'm not feeling it, I'm going to the gym today. With my career, whether I'm feeling like making those sales calls or not, I'm going to make all the sales calls. Your social skills. Whether you feel like approaching the woman or not, you're just going to go do it. And it doesn't have to be about getting her number. It doesn't have to be about having a sexual interaction. It doesn't have to be any about that. You're going to tell yourself, I'm just going to walk up and I'm going to make the best out of this. And if something bad happens, dude, who gives a fuck? You'll live. The third is your life skills. You just tell yourself, I'm going to keep getting better life skills, monetary skills, just anything. Be a man of value. Every single day when you wake up, take action. Do not let your head hit the pillow until you've taken some form of action. Action is key. Action propels you forward. Action keeps you driven. This is how you start to reprogram your subconscious mind. Oh, I went black on you. You know what happens when I go black. This is important. This is important. Okay, the reason why it is important is because this is the confidence breakdown. You see, this is the highlight of most. Like, see, that's the reason why my course. I'm fucking biased. That's the reason why this course is better than any other dating course out there. It's because so many of these men, their highlight to help other men is, I'm going to turn you into a player. I'm going to give you that confidence with this product. Dude, impossible. Completely impossible, because I will give you the confidence breakdown. This is the confidence breakdown. You must realize that 99% of men are not confident. And they also will never be confident because they don't have anything to possibly be confident about. Now, I'm not talking about women here. I'm talking about just confidence in general. The reason why is because they don't have a skill set. You got to understand, confidence is not necessarily defined on how much money you make. Confidence is not defined on any of that. It's defined on skill set. Because if you have skills, whether that be the skill to make a woman fall in love, the skill to sell a product, the skill to be a rapper, the skill to be a football player, the skill to be a college athlete. You have confidence in that subject, in that topic of track, in that topic of cross country, in that topic of rapping, in that topic of playing football, in that topic of seducing women. The reason why 99% of men are not confident, they have no skills. They don't have anything to be confident about. Nobody's born confident. If your brain registers as, hey, don't go talk to her, don't approach her, don't smile at her, it is for the sole fact that you need to work on building your confidence, because your subconscious is trained to not talk to her because you don't have success in that topic yet, so it scares the living fucking shit out of you. And it's probably uncharted territory for you to actually put yourself out there instantly. What we must do is we must train the brain to actually build the confidence muscle. You got to flex the confidence muscle. Okay, it's just like bench pressing. You don't get into the gym first day and bench press 2 plates on incline for a bunch of it. You know, like it's more or less the fact that you need to exercise it, and it's baby steps, it's steady growth. Confidence will only come when we prove to the brain that we can have prior success with the outcome we plan. Okay, prior success. If I sell Masculinity Blueprint once, that means I can sell it again. If I can sell it a second time, that means I can sell it a third time. And not only that, if I can help one man succeed before I even, like, the hardest client, the hardest man that I ever had to change when it came to dating coaching was my very first client. And the reason why it was so hard to change my first client is because me, myself, as a coach, I've had no prior success yet of actually transforming a client's life. Once I did it once, well, now I have the confidence in my coaching. See, that's the key. Confidence is everything. How you deliver the message is everything. It shows you can have repeatable success. Confidence, though, is not universal. Okay, just because you're confident with your short game in golf does not mean you're confident with women. Because you got to ask yourself, why are you confident with your short game in golf? Well, it's probably because you practice putting, you practice chipping for literally thousands of hours. Now, all of a sudden, when you show up to the Tom O'Leary golf course, you're just on point. You're on par every single hole. And it's because you've practiced. But that confidence in golf is not going to necessarily make you confident in a different subject. You're going to be confident in golf, though. So confidence in one area typically does not carry over. However, what it does do is it starts to actually train your brain to get used to success. And this is why I want you guys on your purpose with week 1. When you have something that you feel as if you're good at, as if you have a skill set with, all of a sudden you start to feel like, hey, maybe I can have a skill set in a different area. Okay, that's why people who realize they can have skill sets in anything, their identity is not fixed. That's why Kanye West, he makes shoes now. In a couple years, he might be building a car. Like, he's a builder. You got to understand this. Your confidence is going to come when you show you can keep having success in something. So the reason why I say it's not interchangeable, like if you put Leonardo DiCaprio on the football field against Ray Lewis, there's no confidence going down when that ball's hiked. If you put Ray Lewis on the Hollywood scene to play a role of something, Ray Lewis is not going to have the confidence in the Hollywood cinema. However, they maybe will both have more confidence than the average Joe Blow with guys because they've shown that they're successful and valuable. So does confidence carry over? No. But what it does do is it gets the man prepped to take action. They're not interchangeable in different topics, but what they are able to do is it's able to show yourself you have a skill set and you have value. So to have confidence with women when flirting, you must practice flirting. To have confidence with women in bed, you must practice being good in bed. To have confidence approaching, you must actually put practice into approaching. The hours of accumulation of success builds up. And when you show yourself you can do it once, you can do it again. When you can do it again, you can keep doing it. Repeatable. So you must give your brain, Ed's subconscious mind, prior experience with women and with being confident. And when it has a reason to, when the brain is now being cued because we've taken so much action, we've went through so much failures, and now we know what not to do and we know how to take action and actually see successful results with it, everything changes. Now, confidence can never be fixed by just words or a mindset trick, and I've kind of already displayed that and showed you that. But it's only going to come from doing the work and being very damn good at doing the work. Okay, very, very, very good at doing the work. Ray Lewis is confident on the football field because he's done the work. Kobe Bryant was confident on the basketball court because he's done the work. Casey Zander is confident coaching men because he's coached many, many other men. Do you understand? If you want to get good with women, you have to practice getting good with women. You have to practice speaking. You have to practice flirting. You have to practice approaching. If you don't practice, then you're screwed. And I don't want you to let any other pickup artist tell you different. I don't want you to let any MGTOW or red pill bitter man on a YouTube channel tell you different. Like, you must actually become a good man who's on a mission and full of joy. If you're those three things, you're a good man, you're on a mission, and you're full of joy, you will attract good into your life. You will attract the right women. You will attract women you have chemistry with. These men on YouTube screaming how you gotta fuck all these women and fuck that hoe and all this shit. Like, dude, if you carry yourself with that negative energy, if you carry yourself with that kind of energy, that's the kind of girls you're going to attract. You have to understand this. Being a good man and being a man on the mission, when you attract a woman into your life, it's going to be the right energy for you. It's going to keep you on point. Okay? You are who you surround yourself with. That's why you have to be on your mission, on your purpose. That's why we screen women before we date them. That's why we don't just let any woman into our life. If we're doing all of these things to better ourselves, we deserve a high quality woman. In the looks department, in the personality department, in the spiritual department, who she is, like, I want it all, man. I don't want you guys to settle. So it is built. Confidence is built by riding out failure and enjoying to learn exactly what not to do. And that's the saying, it's the journey, not the destination. The fun of this should be getting better. The fun of this should be taking the action and actually learning yourself. And that's how men can become better, fellas. Point blank, period. That right there is the confidence breakdown. Learn to be confident in the topic you would like to become confident at. Work at it. Hi everybody, so this is one of the biggest issues that men have. In fact, I would say this is the only issue that they have as to why men are struggling now more than ever with women or with dating, is because they specifically just don't know who they are. Who are you as a man? This is what you have to ask yourself, like, what do you stand for? Why do you stand for it? What does it mean to you? What does it mean to become this? The reason why so many guys can't answer this question and they have no fucking idea is because they don't stand for anything. And because they don't stand for anything, they don't have any reasonable rationale to believe that they're of value or a good man in the first place. This is very, very key to understand. So what does this actually mean? You might not understand it fully yet. The real reason why men struggle with women is because deep down, they do not actually know who they are and what they stand for. They follow instead of lead. And not only that, they imitate how other men act. When I say follow instead of lead, I don't mean lead other people. I mean they don't even lead themselves. Most men don't even lead themselves as to what they want out of this life. They let life happen to them instead of taking life the bull by the fucking horns. Now, if you look at this is a herd of sheep, or this is a herd of cattle, or whatever the fuck. And you like, it's bad pixel quality, I get that, but the message is very clear. You have a big herd, and this herd is all running off the cliff. And everybody, the whole herd's just following one another. And one of the cattle says, I don't know where we're going, but from the look of it, from the look of this crowd, it's gotta be good. And he doesn't even understand they're running right off a cliff. This is what happens oftentimes when men struggle with women in their 20s. They never fix it. They struggle with women in their 30s. They never fix it. They quote unquote settle down and get married when they're 40. And then they're divorced. And she took all the money, all the finances. He hates his life. And he goes, why the fuck? Like, what did I do wrong? Well, the thing is like, men are made. Women are born. Well, if a girl's born cute, she's going to have boy success her whole life. However, men have to make themselves a man. If you're not doing the work, you're fucked. So the major key that you got to realize as a man, you have to have your own style. Your own beliefs, the way you dress, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you carry yourself, it has to be you. And if it's not you, that means you don't know yourself good enough yet. You're still trying to please others in this world. You're trying to act so that way other people give you approval. Now, if you don't care what other people think of you, you don't care what anybody thinks of you, you're not looking for the approval of anybody. And everything about you is going to be radically different than most because you have your own way of doing things every single day. The issue comes when a man is stuck in his own head and he constantly questions himself. He says, hey, is this the right thing to do? Is this the right way to text her? Is this the right way to approach her? Am I good enough? And because of these thoughts, this is the energy he has 24/7. It's indecisive, negative energy. I'll give you an example. Let's say the man does actually approach the right way. Let's say step-by-step textbook, his approach is perfect. Like, he does nothing wrong. But let's say he's indecisive about it and he doesn't necessarily believe it's the right way to approach. That's going to show in his energy and in his tonality. And even though it was the perfect way to approach, he will not get that girl's number because he does not have the conviction in himself. You got to understand, this isn't even about brainwashing the woman. Like, dude, this is about brainwashing yourself. So let me tell you a secret. The right way of doing things with a woman comes when you have full conviction in yourself with how you speak and how you move with her, not the tactics used. Like, you know what would be the best way for you to go about dating? The best way for you to go about dating would say, Casey, shut the fuck up. Don't tell me how to date, and I'm going to date exactly how I want because I think it's the right fit for me. If you told me that on a Q&A, that would be the most proudest coach moment I would have because I'm like, yep, he's a man. There's his way. And he's going to get girls now because he actually understands that his way works for him. Like, dude, you got to understand this. It's not about the tactics. Like, women are people. And people are not robots. This is a game of energy, not chess or checkers. This is not a game of you do this move, I do this move. This is a game of how can you read this person's energy and adapt so that way things can progress in a positive way. The wrong tactics with the right energy will win a woman's heart 10 times out of 10 compared to the right tactics with the wrong energy coming from a man who is not sure of himself. Can you believe that? It's crazy. Guys spend so much time in pickup artistry. Guys spend so much time in learning the tactics of female psychology, but they don't ever take a good hard look in the mirror and say, what am I as a man? What does my product represent? What is my brand recognition? Who am I? What do I believe in? How do I think I should view myself? How do I view myself? Okay, this is what you got to ask yourself. So how do we fix this? First, we fix this through the self-improvement. We're on our purpose. We're building our body. We're building six-pack abs. We're increasing the finances. We're giving us a reason to be able to, because here's the thing, most of us are not college football stars. Most of us are not high school football stars. Most of us are not famous, successful rappers or Hollywood celebrities. So we're doing the self-improvement to give our body, to give our mind a reason to look in the mirror and say, hey, we're on a mission still. We still have purpose. We still have value. The second is the ability to say no. The third, the ability to lead ourselves and not follow what everybody else is doing. And this is not about leading others. For once, it's actually about leading yourself. What is the direction you would like to go? So many of you men, so many of men in general, they're so focused on leading the woman on the date, leading the woman in the interaction. Dude, if it's a Saturday morning, you can't even lead yourself to figure out what you want to do. Like, get this under control first. And, excuse me, why is it that men oftentimes, oh, okay, I see what I'm doing here. Little typo, boys. This should supposed to be like a finisher. So I put, why is it that men oftentimes, and then here are the statements. Why is it that men oftentimes hate bars or clubs with a burning passion? Yet this is where they are 2 days per week. If you look at their 7-day life, if you look at their 7-day week, there's so many men where I've talked to men before and they go, God, I fucking hate going to the bar. Yet that's what they are every week. They're so sick of being there. They're so sick of being in a club. Yet that's where they are. That's because they're a follower. They think that's where they have to be. There's so many men that hate spending money on roses or on expensive dates, but do it anyways every time they have a date. Why? Because they think they have to. They're a follower. And there's men that have passions or hobbies that they love, but they never express them or demonstrate them. Why is this? Why do they do this? Why do men do this? Because you got to understand, men do things they don't like to impress women who don't care about them, to mold themselves into something they are not, to appear to have the image that everything is okay. Well, like what the fuck? What is this? This is what men are? We're all people pleasers now? This is what masculinity is? This is about what being a man is on this earth? I live in America, or I live in whatever country you're from and you're watching this. It's like, dude, you got to understand, if you do what most people do, you will just get all of their results and all of their success. And it's not high. So the ability to do you without the influence of family or media or the social scene is the ultimate key to getting women, because you are now operating this world in your own frame, nobody else's. A man who is fully comfortable with himself, like fully comfortable to himself to a T, how he looks, how he smells, how he walks, how he talks, how he dresses, how he looks. It's a man who knows exactly who he is and what he's about. And this will be a man that's comfortable with his sexuality towards women. He's comfortable with himself. He likes himself. All these sayings, go practice self-love. It's pretty fucking hard if you don't have anything to love yourself for. Which means you got to be putting in the work. I know I sound like a broken record. Put in the work, put in the work. Like, dude, then why aren't you doing it yet? Why are you not building? Why are you not structuring? Why is it that when you're in line at the coffee shop and the girl's cute in front of you, even though you're in this course, you still turn the other way? Why? Why is it? What is going on? Is life happening to you? Or are you coming at life full force like a train? You gotta ask yourself this. Because let's be real, if the 105-pound, 5'2" blonde chick is that intimidating to you, we have some bigger issues here than just women, fellas. Because your mind over the years has just been preconditioned to not step up. And if that's how it's been garnished for year after year after year, we got some making up to do. We got some catching up to do. We have some changes that need to be made. So when men don't know who they are, they're pleasing always. And they're constantly wondering what she thinks about him, wondering if there is something wrong with him. It's false. This is all false. And knowing yourself is knowing who you are and being okay with it. If you're quiet and reserved, that does not mean you need to be loud and extroverted. Okay, that does not mean you need to be loud and extroverted, not even slightly. There's so many guys that go, I'm shy, and that's a weakness. It's not a weakness. You don't need to be anything other than what you are, and then you need to capitalize on it and make what you are the best version of that possible. If you're loud and deep down love the party scene, like let's say you're a guy, you love going to bars, you love getting a drink with your friends, you love getting rowdy, you love hollering at cute women when you're drunk, and it doesn't faze you at all. Like, you absolutely love it. If you love it, okay, then that's you. That does not mean once you hit 30, now it's most important to just settle down because you think that's what women want. There's so many guys that do this. Now you got to see, no matter how a man is today, he always wants his opposite. It's so broken. If the guy's loud and extroverted and likes to party, and that truly is him, he will start to mold himself into a quiet guy that is now more or less focused on things he doesn't care about because that's what society tells him. However, if you have the reverse, you have a shy guy who's very on his purpose or struggles with women, he's going to now tell himself, oh man, I wish I was a party animal. I wish I could get out there. Okay? Everybody wants their opposite, and it's so broken. What you have to do is you have to take a good hard look in the mirror and you got to say, what am I? What do I truly like? And how can I make this the best version of me possible? Because then when you get that woman, there's everything about you so authentic. Like, if she truly doesn't mesh with you, then it's not about what could have I done differently. It's that this is how I am. This is me. If you don't like this, then we need to find other people. And you're okay with that because you were your true authentic self. You weren't just pleasing to try to get her. You were literally doing exactly as you think you should. And this is about harnessing masculine energy in the way that fits you best, because being shy is not a downfall. You can be a strong man, comfortable with yourself, and be slightly shy. Hell, I'm even slightly shy. Because I think there's a big difference with just like not speaking a lot but having nothing to, like, there's a big difference between wanting to say something but not, and there's a big difference between that and just not having anything to say. I'm the type, like, a lot of times I don't have anything to say. Like, I don't have anything to say to you. It's not that I really want to say something and I can't. If I do want to say something to you, then I make my point and it comes across strong. So you can be a strong man and comfortable with yourself and still slightly shy. Okay, and you can still get all the women you want because now you're okay with it. It translates into your energy. That's key. As a man, who are you? What are you about? What do you believe in? Are you dressing a certain way just cause? Are you acting a certain way just cause? Like, be honest with yourself.